Welcome, everybody.
Greetings.
Here to help you. Here to help you.
I say you're off here.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Guys,
this-
do you see how warm it is outside right now?
That is true, you know.
For winter in January, it's a little scary.
Give thanks to Mother Nature.
Welcome, everybody, to Here to Help You. We have a really good show for you today. We have a young lady who's driven all the way from London, which is showing you how our viewership is reaching.
You know, I'm surprised in it. You know, I'm going to ask this question later on by means, but you know, like we just don't know the impact of our reach,
Absolutely.
right, and how far and how wide it does cast. That net does cast, right?
It's a beautiful thing, though. When she told me she wanted to come on, she's like, "I'm coming from London." I'm like, "How am I supposed to say? How do you say no?" Nah, we don't want you on the show.
Yeah, you know.
You wrote a book and everything, but no.
It's
We
not
had to have her in,
happening.
and her information is actually valuable because it's about health, and of course, with it being the new year, Dave, you would agree. But hold on, I'm doing this all wrong.
Ooh, what's going on?
I need to introduce my co-host. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you know, we're just
The co-host with the most.
No, thank you.
I changed it from hostess because Jordan called me out one day, but
Listen, man, I called you out because you called me a hostess.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyhow, the host with the most.
Right. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
You guys, whatever, man. It's not this brotherly love foolishness.
Cool, no?
Mr. Rankin,
Yes,
the one,
hi.
Dave. By the way, Mr. Rankin,
Cool.
good set yesterday.
Thank you so much.
So if you guys don't know, Mr. Rankin DJs on Care 101 Media, which is our brother company, sister company, however you like to call it, and he DJs
Something like that.
Yeah, Here to House You
Here to
on
House
Monday
You.
nights from 10 o'clock p.m. till 12 a.m. But I had to say, last night was
Had you dancing?
yeah, man, pretty serious. I think I
Cool.
may have fell asleep, but in my sleep, I think I was doing one of those.
Yeah, the spirit was moving. It moved the
absolutely,
soul.
soul moving.
Right?
Very
Thank you.
well
Thank
done.
you very much.
Now your turn to introduce me now.
What should I say? Alongside the Donnet,
There's no lipstick on my teeth, right?
you good.
Okay, fantastic. So,
Simone, Jennifer.
yes, big up myself. So, before we bring in Pearlette, which is her name, beautiful name by the name. It's such a freshy name, Pearlette. It's like really. Just saying, it must have been a Jamaican who named her.
But you know, yeah, we have these names, you know, like Winston.
But
Yeah.
we didn't get them. We got Dave and Simone. They just found the most generic names that they could
Well,
find.
they made sure that we blended in. You know what I'm saying?
So, you know what? I want to introduce. Did you want to introduce what we're going to be doing for our viewers on Here to Help You and for the business community and for anyone who owns a business, anyone who's an entrepreneur? Did you want to introduce it?
I think you considering that you are the wordsmith, go on with it.
Whatever.
Yes, I.
So, starting this week, we are going to be helping our event planners, our organizations, our community groups to get their information out here. Something that we've noticed in our community is that there's a lot of really good business, lot of really good events happening,
Yes.
a lot of really good services, but no one knows about them because a lot of us don't understand the importance of advertising. You can have the best product in the world. If no one knows about it, it's still the best product in the world that no one knows about.
It's sort of
right?
like that question where, you know what, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it,
Exactly.
would it make a noise?
So
right?
many of you are that tree that just dropped and no one can hear you. So what we want to do is put a speaker coming from the woods
Okay.
into the world. We're going to be that speaker from the forest so that the tree, when it dropped, you feel me? Now you hear it. That's what we're going to do. And how are we going to do that? Well,
That was
this is
nice.
what we're going to do.
That was nice, by the
pretty
way.
good, right?
Yes, it was.
You brought that, though. You brought the whole analogy of the tree
Hey, man.
and it dropping.
It dropped.
Okay, let's get into it because we
Thank-
only have a few minutes to do so.
Cool.
So what we're going to be doing is offering to you, and you can email me at simone@careb101.com, any events, any type of event that you're having, anything like that, call me. Let's talk about advertising. Let's talk about getting your event out there. We will do a full write-up, a full talk, a full presentation of the event about you, who you are. What else are we going to be doing for them? They can even come in
Yes.
if they'd like to, and you can come speak about your event like that. Nothing's better promo than you're speaking about your own event.
There we go.
So to start it off, I'm going to start with an event that's happening this Friday. It's called Love Yourself Paint Night. And I'm going to have Jordan just throw up some pictures of paint because I'm an art fan. And even if you're not the greatest artist, art has a way of helping you deal with certain things. So with this group, they're doing a Love Yourself Paint Night. It's being run by Mrs. Shira Marriott. What's that last name, eh?
Yes.
She sounds very fancy. But honestly, she's a wonderful young lady that we work with actually in the community as well.
That's right. Big up Desire.
She is, yeah. Just, oh, you have to big him up, eh?
Big up,
Dave happens to teach her son as well. But she runs events, and she's been doing this for the last few years. And I think this year she really wants to take it full force. So she's she's working alongside, I guess, a group. It's called Change the Art Paint Parties, which is out of Hamilton, Ontario.
Wow.
I believe it's her sister.
Okay.
And this is their write-up. Ever wondered what it's like to truly love yourself? This paint event will take you on a carefree journey to discover what's inside of you and teach you to embrace your quirks, beauties, strengths, and weaknesses by learning to be who you were created to be. So the venue is going to be, actually it's Midtown. It's at New Life Church Community Ministries, just in the recreation room. Tickets are $40, which isn't too bad because that pays for the Young and Free package, which is your brushes, a canvas, which is 9 by 12, paint, step-by-step guided lessons, the use of an easel, the use of aprons, and all the other materials and supplies. And plus, did I mention this woman can cook? This woman can cook. And I'm speaking, and Tanya, I want to tell you right now, I will take payment in food and money. I will do both. I am not partial to either or. You can give me more food than you do money. I don't care. But I know you can cook. I've tasted it, girl. Don't front. So honestly, it's just going to be a really good event. Right. If you want to get any information about this, you can telephone her at 647-706-5397 or email her at hamutel@hotmail.com. What I'm going to do is when I post this in the YouTube, when it posts at the end, I'm actually going to put her information in the comments section so you can go there. This will be fun. It's Friday night, something to do. Even if it's stick art, who cares if you can't draw? It's good for just releasing. I'm going to be talking about vision boards. There's a vision board that's there, Jordan, that I was presenting, and the power of them. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but vision boards are big this year.
I've noticed.
Yeah, they're huge this year, but there's a reason for that. And actually, Pearlette, our guest, is going to talk about how this book was actually on her vision board that she wrote, and she actually wrote it.
Okay.
Vision board's working again. All right, your turn. Hit it.
Right. You don't said a mouthful.
I know, I did that quick too. Go on.
I know. Jordan, could we get the vocal, the round table? Thank you so much. So vocal euphoria. Now this is public speaking. It's classes on public speaking.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yes, one night, January 15th at the Silver Mill. I hope I said that right. But anyways, Monday, January 15th.
Wow.
2 classes. Start one at 6. The second one now, which is the speech savvy. Can you mind throwing? Yeah, perfect. Right.
On it.
I know.
On it today.
I'm telling you, right?
Guy.
7:30 to 9 o'clock. The difference between the two, right, and they're both made out of the same place, by the way. Right. Now, the difference between the two is that the roundtable one, students will learn how to go ahead and think on their feet, right, and speak confidently in meetings.
I like that. That's really good. That's important. You need to be able to present yourself.
Exactly.
Period.
Right. And the second one, which is still up there, the speech savvy, students learn the art of presenting in front of an audience. Right. So, of course, the eye contact, when to go ahead and slow down, when to go ahead and speed up.
When to use your hands, when not to use your hands.
Exactly. Right. So, I mean, that seems like fun.
Putting emotion.
VocalEuphoria.com. The phone number is 416-421-0789. Call for details. Definitely something, if you would like to go ahead and get involved, call. Let her know. She's a wonderful person, Miss Carolyn T.
Okay. And the same thing, we will also put this information up in the YouTube so
yes,
they
we
can
will.
Get to. So this is what we're going to be doing for you. So again, for any entrepreneurs, anyone who's doing anything, authors, this would be great for you. The great thing about social media is that, and especially something like YouTube, is that once you put this up, it is there. You can take this and use this as your promo pieces.
There we go.
If someone was like, well, tell us about your book, or tell us about your event, or tell us about, this company, you can then go to a video and send it to them. It's very impactful.
It is. I
right?
mean, once again, we just don't know the reach, right? And more importantly, like, it's something that you can keep forever. You can use it as you want, grade it, chop it up, So by means, you know what? Let's take advantage of it, y'all.
So again, you can get in contact with me at Simone, Simone, at careb101.com. We can ask questions. I have the answers for you. We can figure out what we can do for you, get these things up. And when we come back, we'll be back with Miss Pearlette Cassells from London, Ontario. Woo! What a drive. See you guys soon.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Welcome back, everyone, and I am back with, first of all, of course, my host with the most.
I'm glad you didn't say hostess, because it looked like you were going to say that. You know what I'm saying? And I can't afford you to go ahead and try to call me hostess twice.
I'm sorry. That's why I said host with
Thank you.
the most.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Dave Rankin, and I have a very special guest. Let me make sure you're set up. Hold on. Let me set you up, girl. So
All right.
Thank you. That
we're well covered.
I need to make sure that people can hear you because you drove a long way.
Yes.
I would like to present to everyone Ms. Pearlette Cassells. Did I say it right?
You did, yes.
And why you're so special for being here is the fact that we were talking about this. You're here from London, Ontario.
I am, yes.
Thank you so much for coming here.
You're
Honestly,
welcome.
we don't understand, again, the impact sometimes that this show has in the reach. So the fact that you're driving in 2 hours to come and just sit here for an hour is awesome. So we are very humbled by that. Thank you. Thank you very much. And
You're
the fact that
welcome.
you're going to share some information that many of us need. I hope you guys are watching. Many of us need to hear. Yep, you with that bag of chips in your hand. I hope you're listening. So let's give you the floor. Let's first talk about why you drove. What made you say, I need to come and do this? What brought you here today? Because that's gonna kind of lead us into the rest about who you are and what you do.
So it's my pleasure and my delight to be here. I saw the show you had Joanna on,
Yes.
and it was so exciting. And I was in London, and I'm like, wow, I just love that show. So, and I thought it would be a great opportunity, to bring the book and talk about the book. Yeah, so I would have driven further than London to come and be on the show.
This is awesome. See, this is what I like. Guy, you have my head all. Am I still in the frame? I have to make sure my head's still in the frame because it just went like.
Oh boy.
And you can't even talk your patois to you, though.
I'm scared. So, okay, of course, we all know London. So she's very happy to be here today because she can actually be herself. You can be Jamaican, girl.
I can speak
You can talk it all here
I
today.
can chat my patois, yes.
So let's talk about the book, why you're here. So what does that mean, doctor? Because I have many questions about this book. By the way, we're going to be giving you a lot of her information. The website is also connected to the bottom of the YouTube page. You can scroll down right before the comments. You're going to see the information where you can find Pearlette and where you can find her book. But let's talk about your experience, because this came from somewhere.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
let's go back into history. Who is Pearlette? By the way, that's a very freshy name.
My
Pearlette.
dad named me. And I haven't met anyone else with the name. Can you believe it?
Oh, boy.
No, I can believe it. Yes.
So my goal is to empower people to take an active role in their healthcare, right? And this was based on my own experience, my own patient experience. So you know how you think you're young and things run in your family and you're like, that is way down the road. I don't need to worry about that now.
I'm raising my hand for
Yeah,
that.
let me eat as much yam that I can and all the sugar that I can, and worry about that later. So in summer of 2016, I was busy writing another book too, and I work 9 to 5, and I volunteer in my community with newcomers to Canada.
Okay.
So right now I'm even volunteering with a Syrian family. They're Syrian refugees.
Fantastic.
So I've been doing that for the past 15 years, and last
Wow.
year I got an award, Ontario Volunteer Service Award.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I love
Congratulations.
hearing this stuff. Good for you.
Yeah,
Good
it's
for
very
you. Thank you, by the way.
rewarding.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I wasn't feeling that great, and I was feeling lethargic and, lazy and sleepy every time I eat and stuff. And I was like, this is not me. What is going on? And sometimes you downplay your symptoms. You're like, so I was saying to
Absolutely.
myself, oh, it must be my iron that's low. And so I was talking to a family member in Jamaica, and they're like, diabetes runs in the family, so you should go check yourself out. Don't stay there and die, or
Right.
patois,
Very
stay there and
Jamaican.
dead, whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, and you should check your A1C. And I'm like, A1C?
A1C?
I have never heard of that. Like, how would you even know about that? And they said, oh, I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me about the A1C, about the importance of knowing what your numbers and stuff. And I'm like, really? So after I was finished the call, I went on Google and I looked it up. And the next thing I did was to book an appointment to talk to my doctor, because I'm like, how come I didn't know about this stuff? And sure enough, my A1C was high, and I was in the pre-diabetic phase. Oh, my goodness.
So
Yes.
hold on. A1C, for the people who do not know, because you will now know.
Right.
What is A1C?
So it measures, the A1C is the blood sugar level in your body, but it's measured over a 2 or 3 month period. It's not the one where you prick your finger and you get a reading. That is the
Okay.
self-monitoring blood sugar.
Okay.
So people who have diabetes, that's what they do. They
Right.
check, right? But this is way before. This is like prevention mode, way ahead. So it
Okay.
doesn't get that far.
Okay.
So there are different levels, different readings. So depending on the reading, it tells you if you're diabetic or you're pre-diabetic, and the doctor will see it from the blood work. So I went to the doctor, and I got the requisition to go get my blood work done. And the results came back, and now you can see it online. You can go online and get
And get
your
the reading.
results,
Okay,
for your
beautiful.
blood work. So within 3 days, and then I saw it flagged high. HI. I
oh
saw it.
boy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh my goodness. So I booked my follow-up, and that's another point. People must book their follow-up, even if the doctor says to you, oh, if everything is okay, you won't hear from us. Go book your follow-up and go through your numbers and understand what they mean. So that set me on the journey of tracking what my A1C level was.
Okay.
High blood pressure runs in my family on my dad's side. So I had both. High blood pressure on my dad's side, diabetes on my mom's side, and I was in denial thinking it's so far down the road I didn't have to deal with it, and now here I am. So that got me on the journey. So I was keeping these slips of paper, this for my blood pressure reading, and this the blood work results for my A1C, and I just felt disorganized when I went to the doctor with all these sheets of paper. So I started a notebook to jot things down, make sure I was more prepared. And so that's how I wrote the book. That's how the book came about.
Oh,
Love
wow.
it.
And the
love it.
title came about.
I love it.
It was pretty easy to get the title because when I went to my appointment to the doctor,
That was your question,
and that
eh?
was my question,
what
line
does
by
that mean?
line. So what does that mean, doctor? You
So
know?
what does this mean?
Yeah, yeah. This is the reading. What does that mean? So that's how I got the title.
I love it. And you know what? I was going through the book. I haven't had a chance to go through it completely. There's a couple of things that I like, and we're going to be going through some of the stuff in the book as we
Yes.
go on. But what I do like about this book is the first thing, I don't know if you guys can notice something. It's very thin because my smart lady here realized that some of us don't like to read. Is that fi? Is that right? Did I put that in there properly?
Beautiful.
Okay. So we don't like to do that sometimes. And because she realized this, she made it readable, very small. This should not take more than, honestly, guys, no more than a day, even for the worst reader, even for the person who hasn't picked up a book in about 3 years. And the great thing about it is as you're going through the book, it's she has a good mix of the knowledge, obviously the important information, and then she follows it up with obviously some examples and some charts. There's charts in there. There's places for you to put your referrals. So this is going to be a handy tool for most people in their family right now, especially as you start to get older.
Yes, and even for aging parents, because some people have purchased the book for their aging parents.
It's an awesome book, and it is great to help them get organized. Because again, when you get to a certain age, not everything is as like
Yes,
That's
right.
what it's
So
for, yeah.
when we come back, we're gonna have Pearlette go into a little bit of details about what's in the book because it's important that you guys know why it's so important to purchase this. So what does that mean, doctor? Ask some questions. See you guys soon.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCNTV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCNTV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Discover the incredible India.
Welcome back, everybody. If you are just joining us, I'm very happy today that we have our guest, Miss Pearlette Cassells, and she's here speaking about her experience with health, some of the things that she went through, and then the book that came from that, which I think is going to be very important. So what does that mean, doctor? This was the one question that she kept annoying her doctor.
I know. I brought my blood work results. And
He
so
must
on
have been,
was on.
or she must have been
Yeah.
so angry. Like, why is someone asking so many questions?
You know,
But you need to.
It feels this is probably one of the most important questions,
Absolutely.
right?
What does this mean?
Exactly, right? It allows us to go ahead and make the type of adjustments that we need.
Even if it's something we don't want to hear, you still need to make those adjustments,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
So, Pearlette, you're going to go into some details about just certain things that we need to be aware of, which we think obviously the community needs to know.
Right. So first of all, your health is your wealth. So you have to make it a priority. If you don't have your health, you can't chase your dreams and achieve those goals that you've set. So
Very
you have
true.
to make that a priority. And the book is a quick read and it's easy to understand. It's an easy to understand guide, and it also helps you to record and track your blood pressure readings, your A1C level, as well as your cholesterol level. One point here, you know how you get confused confused about which one is a good cholesterol and which one is a not so healthy.
Right.
So if you associate H with healthy, the HDL is the healthy one.
Okay.
And the LDL is the not so healthy. So talk to your doctor, find out what your level should be. Normally they just tell you one number, but get to find out what the breakdown is. What was my healthy reading? What was the HDL and what was the not so healthy?
What does this mean, doctor?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just going to walk in the book and just push it in her face. Like, what does this mean? I love it.
So, yes. So the first thing I want to talk to people about, there are 3 action steps to assess your health, because you can't address it until you assess where you are, right? So the first thing is to book your appointment to do your medical checkup. So book your appointment with your doctor or your healthcare professional. The second thing is book your follow-up. Make sure you book your follow-up, but don't book it until your blood work results are ready, because there's no point you going in there, they won't have the results so you can discuss it.
Okay.
So, or if they referred you to like a specialist, just make sure they get all the results back. So when you go in there, you can have meaningful conversation.
Makes sense.
And the last thing is, ask your doctor or your healthcare provider, what is the next step on my health journey? Don't just say, oh, you need more exercise. Like, how many minutes? Like, how much? You know, is it moderate exercise?
Right.
You need more specifics in order for you to take action.
Very true.
Right? So, and also start with the basics. So there are 3 ways for you to be your own health advocate. Number 1, know your numbers. So know your numbers for your blood pressure. I didn't realize that there was baseline blood pressure. So I was in a motor vehicle accident years ago, and when the paramedics arrived, the gentleman said to me, do you know your baseline blood pressure? And I said, I've heard of high blood pressure, low blood pressure, but
What's a baseline?
I don't know. So he's like, next
You mean the
time,
beats?
ask your doctor. That means what is the normal
For
reading
you.
for you?
Yes.
Because some people have underlying conditions, and what it is for me might be different for someone else. So know what your baseline blood pressure is. So know what your blood sugar reading is. And when I say that, I mean your A1C, because that's the level. Once your blood work is done and you get the reading, talk to your doctor about it. So when you do it next time, you can compare it. You know where you are. So I've been learning all these things. So
It's very
honestly,
important.
yes.
Honestly, it's very important.
And the last thing you need, the last thing to be your own health advocate, know how the numbers impact your life.
Okay.
So I was feeling lethargic. That was my body telling me something, that my system had too much sugar in it. And I didn't even realize that all these carbs that I like, my white rice and my yam and all this stuff that I was eating in excess, everything in moderation, right? But, you know, I was eating it in excess, like I was like 20 or something, you know, and my body's processing this different, and then it was bogging down my system. So I was downplaying it, thinking, oh, it's my iron, you know, my iron is low, so your body will always send you these messages. So pay attention.
Don't ignore.
Don't ignore it. And don't be too busy, because we're all busy. Like right now, I'm helping to care for my aging mother. She's in Jamaica too. And that is stressful. Like you're not there and everything. So you have to take care of yourself. Make sure you do self-care, because if you break down, you know, everything has to stop. So make sure you're taking care of everybody, but you have to take care of yourself.
Love it.
So know the numbers and know how they impact your life. So I'm just gonna go through a few things in the book, right? So I also have a checklist for maintaining a healthy lifestyle on page 7. And it just goes through some of the things that you need to do, like self-care, exercise, proper nutrition, read your labels carefully, and watch your portion sizes. Like me with that Jamaican rum cake, I could eat that thing like it's going out of style.
Do you know how many people you're hurting outside? Everyone's like, what do you know? Not the rum cake.
I know.
No.
In moderation. In moderation. I mean, I could cut that cake, and like every 5 minutes I'm back
Just a
in
little
there.
piece.
Yeah, it's just a little piece. And before you know it, half of it is gone. Yeah. So, you know, drink lots of water. And
yeah, that's a big one.
also, I have in the book on page 19 your personal medical history. So you need to make sure you're keeping track of that. And on page 20, your family medical history, because, and I have their first degree relative, like your parents, your brother, your sister, your child. It's important that we know what our family history is, because later on in life, things start to pop up. It won't happen, for some people, it doesn't happen early, but later on, it will.
You start to see those things.
Yes, you start to see. And hospitalization and surgeries, keep track of that, because when you go back, if you have to go into the hospital, they're always asking you, when was your last, surgery.
This is so handy.
So everything, you can jot it down. And there's an appointment tracker on page 30 as well. And page 32, discussion points. So you know you're going to the doctor for your medical checkup. Make sure you do it every year. Make sure you write down your points, your discussion points, so you feel prepared at all times when you go. I was reading in Essence magazine, and they said, treat your doctor's appointment like a date. Make sure you're prepared when you go in. Okay.
So actually, I'm going to want you to talk about that article a little bit. I know you said you have that with you.
Sure.
But I'm even looking at this, and it's great, because obviously this book is going to track a few of your appointments. But this is one thing I know with teaching people how to do things is sometimes we expect people to do something without teaching them how to. This is a great way to teach people how to organize themselves so that they can continue from this and start even setting up their own little book.
That's right.
With this type of stuff, right?
Yes.
So this is it's almost like a starter kit to how to take care of your health.
Exactly.
This is the starter book.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
I'm amazed at the type of information that's in here as well.
Yeah.
I especially like on page 25, where you state that, of course, to bring a pen, piece of paper.
Yes.
Right. And of course, if person cannot go ahead and attend the appointment with an elderly, I mean, a note taker can be present as well.
Yes.
Right. So this is wonderful.
Yeah, this is awesome. It's a very good put together about just how to start taking care of yourself. And again, I really believe that some of us need to be taught to, because we weren't. We were taught, as you said, to just ignore, drink a little tea.
Yes.
That's peppermint tea is going to solve everything that's wrong with your body.
And tea or something.
Sorry, Jamaicans.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. Peppermint tea you cannot take care of your blood pressure. I'm sorry. I know you guys are convinced it can. Let it go. We're joking around saying how first generation Jamaicans, we should have a show to talk about the foolish advice that our parents have given us, especially when it comes to health, because some of it makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
When it comes to just talking about drinking bush, I remember I was sick, my mom would just go in the backyard and find something. I'm like, what is this? Is this grass? What are you giving me? But it would work.
Yes.
So there is some good stuff, but drink a little tea. That doesn't work for diabetes, especially because we put every piece of sugar that we have.
And we eat so much carbs.
We're terrible.
Yeah,
oh my
goodness. Starch,
terrible.
Right?
So we need to be taught. So this is why I think I'm even now more so understanding the importance of this book.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
why we need to have this out here.
Because if we're proactive, right, we don't have to go to the doctor and be shocked, right?
No.
About these things, because these are the basics, right? The three things you always hear about: your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your cholesterol.
And we never know it. So when we come back, we're going to talk about the book a little bit more, and then we're going to even go through that article about treating it like a date, because I think that's important.
Yes.
For everybody. We'll be back, everyone.
Investing in yourself. You have to know what your brand is first. So there's no other way that you're going to build a brand unless you network. You have to eventually get out there.
And it stems down to a lot of times not having the right knowledge, the right know-how.
Welcome back, everyone. If you are just joining us, I didn't realize how impactful this show was going to be. You're making me sit in here think. So we're with Ms. Pearlette Cassells. She's all the way here from London, Ontario. I just finished telling her that I really think that she needs to get here and be here a little bit more often. This book needs to be out there. But I know at the end you're going to be able to tell everyone where else they can find this book.
It's on Amazon.
Great thing, guys. This is $9.99 US.
Yes.
Not very expensive for a book that could most likely save your life if you are smart about it. So this is not one of those books that you just get, you read, and you tuck away. This is a book that you'll actually get, read, and put it in your purse as a woman. Absolutely. Or keep this in somewhere for you, or man, I don't know where you guys keep your stuff. Man bags.
In the back pocket.
Merce.
No, in the back pocket.
Wherever. But this is not, this is one of those, this is going to become a tool for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go through and explain, let people see what else is in this book.
Right. So also on page 45, the title is Just Check In Before I Go, Doctor. So you get your requisition in your hand, the doctor hands it to you, and you know you have to go do your blood work. Make sure you find out if you have to fast for the test. And if so, when is the last time you should be eating? Because most of the tests have a certain time frame where you're not supposed to eat. So find that out before you leave. And number 2, the questions are there any restrictions for this test? Right? Because you wouldn't know, the doctor check it off, you don't know what you're supposed to do. Many times they tell you, but just make sure you look out for those things.
Of course.
And how soon should I follow up with you for the results? So remember I mentioned earlier that go when the results are ready, because there's no point going when they don't have the results.
Right.
Okay.
And if you got a referral, confirm the details so you are clear what needs to be done when you're going to see that specialist. And also, I was speaking to a nurse practitioner, and she said to me, make sure you get the correct address of the specialist, just in case they have moved offices or they moved to another clinic or something. Just make sure you're very clear. I also had an emergency room doctor review this for me, and a nurse practitioner.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because I wanted to make sure I was on point with things, because it's from a patient's perspective.
Right.
And they said it was very helpful. They wish people would really come to their offices prepared. It would save them a lot of time. I also have the conversation sample in here, the medical on page 27. So you know how, say for instance, we're in Jamaica and Mike and and I have a brother, and Dave is my brother. I have to set this up.
Hold on, give us a second. Let's get this together. Okay, let's plan this. All right, tell me my rule. Who am I?
Yes. So you are Dave's wife, and I'm his sister, and you're going to be complaining to me about Dave not going to the doctor.
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready. Dave?
Hello there. You see, I'm from Jamaica, and I have lisp tongue.
So, doctor, I have a problem. This man doesn't listen to me. He should have been here at the doctor a long time ago.
You see, I'm fit. Well, I believe I forgot.
It doesn't matter if you're fit. Doctor, can you please talk to him?
Dave, it is very important that you get your medical checkup. You need to know what your numbers are.
Do you even know what numbers are? Can you count?
Your blood pressure?
No, I'm fit, but can't run in the morning time,
Oh, Jesus.
You still need to go to the doctor. So, in Jamaica, they would say, my brother, make sure you take care of yourself. We don't want ball if you're dead. So we're joking about this, but this is serious because we have stubborn family members who will not go to the doctor, right?
For sure.
All this. So the conversation sample, you don't just go to the doctor and say, oh, my head hurts. You need to say to the doctor, the right side of my head or the left side, or where are you feeling the pain?
Specific.
Very specific. Have you taken anything for the pain, right? Are you trying to self-medicate? Because all these things are important for them to assess you, right? How long have you had it? How, all these things. So you can't just say, my head just hurt and that's it. You need more to provide more information.
She has some acronyms. So it's old cart.
Page
28, and I love it. So these are the type of the conversations she's talking about, the questions where it's like cause, what could have caused this, aggravation, what makes it worse, knowing, giving your doctor as much as you can so that he's better able to, him or her are better able to help you and assist
Exactly.
you. This is awesome.
Yes.
This is really nice. Okay. Now, something else I was thinking, you're talking about being prepared. Going to a doctor in itself is such an anxiety-ridden situation.
Yes.
So being prepared takes out a little bit of that anxiety. I'm just thinking about it right now. When I'm going to the doctor, you're just thinking the worst right away. Like, oh my God, I'm dying. I don't know what to do. Right? So it's like you get, and you're right, you won't be prepared. You don't know where the address is. You don't know where the parking is.
I know.
And you're all over the place. When you get up there, your blood pressure is high anyways.
Yes, I know.
So the numbers are
The
screwed,
numbers
right?
are sky high. But if you're prepared, you go there at your base level. Is that right? Baseline?
Baseline, yes.
See how I learned something today? You're going at your baseline so doctors are better able to help you. Sorry. All jokes aside, though, no, but seriously, I think this is fantastic.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Such a
Because
great little thing to do.
I know. I remember going there, and I have the paper on my right-hand side. This is my A1C result, and this over here, I go to Shoppers because they have like that blood pressure monitor. You can go in and use the machine, and it prints off like the last 10 readings. So I had several of those little readings.
Oh, boy.
And I'm thinking,
That's so
I
much.
feel so disorganized. And you're right. It just sends your blood pressure up because you feel disorganized. And I'm
Absolutely.
like, there has to be a better way. And
You
also-
created a better way?
Yes,
Yes.
I mean, I had to find another
That's
way.
awesome.
Wonderful.
That's
And
awesome.
also, there's that's good to know information on page 49. So I want to talk to the women right now. Or for guys, you have mothers, sisters, cousins, aunts. When we go for a mammogram, you're supposed to ask for the thyroid guard to protect your thyroid when the examination is being done. And I
Okay.
have had instances where I went for my mammogram and no one volunteered. No one gave me the thyroid guard.
Whoa.
And a friend of mine who was watching Dr. Oz show saw that on Dr. Oz and said, Pearlette, I know you're going for your mammogram, sometime next month, because I told her that I have to go for it. And she's like, make sure you ask for the thyroid guard, And, she saw it on Dr. Oz and told me about it. Otherwise, I would not have known. And I did ask the technician, and she went in another room and got it. And I'm like, why wouldn't you
Why
even
would you have even
just-
offered that?
Yeah, but they said the exposure was so low. But
That
I'm like,
still,
minimum
you're
to zero? I prefer zero.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jeez, that's
So-
crazy. That's very
boy.
important. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thyroid guards, ladies, when you're going for your mammograms, it's right. Even you in your 30s, well, my class, because we have to go soon. Thyroid guard. I will remember that because it's here. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And they're life-saving tips for signs of a stroke. So the Heart and Stroke Foundation, part proceeds of this book will go to the Heart and Stroke Foundation.
That's amazing.
In
Excellent.
memory of my father who passed away from a stroke. Yeah. As I mentioned to you, high blood pressure runs in my family. So that is one of the reasons I have to, whether I like it or not, I have to keep on top of it.
Yes.
And so there is an acronym for the signs of a stroke, and it's FAST, F-A-S-T. So the F is for your face. Is it drooping? A, arms. Can you raise both arms? S, speech. Is it slurred or jumbled? And T is time to call 911 right away. A lot of us grow up with our grandparents or we're around seniors. So this is very good to even teach your children to know the signs of a stroke.
Acronyms. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's fast. It's easy to remember.
because it's fast.
Yeah.
And the acronym is fast. Sorry. I'm the corny one. I can't help it.
You see the importance, though. I mean, you see something that's
Absolutely.
easy. It's very easy to remember something like this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Face, arms, speech, time.
Yes.
Quick. Because I remember fast. Face, arms, speech, time. Wonderful.
That's right.
I like this.
And that's from the Heart and Stroke Foundation.
This
Yeah.
is beautiful. Very, very well
And there are
done.
also warning signs of a heart attack on page 53. People can go through that.
Because those are interesting to know, because I know sometimes some people have had heart attacks. I don't think they even realize
They
it.
didn't realize. Yeah.
Right? Like, because sometimes it's so subtle and it's things that you wouldn't even think about.
Yes.
Right? So this is good.
And we
Yes.
get stressed out when I was growing up in Jamaica, my grandmother, one day I remember going to church with her and she fainted on the road. And as a little girl, I had to run and get
What's the
help.
neighbor? Yeah, right.
So it's good to know these signs.
So you know what? Let us tell everybody. Let's talk about the importance of this, of where and how to get this book. How do we get this into everyone's hands? Because I think this is something that Again, this is universal. It doesn't matter where you are. Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna put a picture up too. YouTube is gonna have all the information, but tell people where to find you, please.
So the book is available on Amazon.com, Amazon.ca. You can always get it there. My website is PearletteCassells.com, and I am on Facebook, Pearlette Cassells author, and on Twitter, P Cassells author.
That's
yes,
right.
but get one for your family member.
Get one for yourself.
As a caregiver, your parents, your elderly parents or loved ones. For yourself, make sure you're proactive. Make this be the year that you take an active role in your health care. You don't leave it up to anyone. You be proactive and go in and ask your doctor. So remember the 3 action steps to assess your health. Book an appointment with your doctor or your healthcare provider or healthcare professional to do your medical checkup. Then book your follow-up appointment after your blood work results are ready. And lastly, ask your doctor, healthcare provider, what is the next step on your health journey?
Pearlette, I'd like to thank you so much for driving down here.
Thank you.
It is an honor to have you here. Thank you for sharing this with our community. Everybody, so what does that mean, Dr. Pearlette Cassells? Have a wonderful day. Dave, say bye to everybody.
Peace and love, family.
And thanks for having me.
No
problem,
problem.
Pearlette.
No problem.
Bye,
at all.
everybody.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.